What other question we got? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where are our shelters? We have shelters in Independent Heights?
No, ma'am. You don't have shelters in Independent Heights yet.
Does everybody know we do not have a shelter in our area? We have no shelter. The closest shelter is Lindale.
She said, what's the, go ahead, Mom. Say what it is.
Yeah, what is it, man? It's on Shepherd and
911 call center?
the cost now, it's not Shepherd and Valley Catholic School down there.
Yeah, that's the call. Oh, Mom, don't look at this thing. Don't you go over there on the hurricane. Look here, let me tell you something. Don't you go over there on the hurricane.
Don't go in on it.
Don't try to go over there on a regular day either unless you already called and got an appointment over there. Do you catch my drift? Okay, that is the 911 call center. That is where Homeland Security is housed out of, county, sheriff, police department, EMS, fire department. All of the operations for all of those things in this area are all housed out of that one building. If you were in that building and a hurricane happened, you don't have to worry about nothing. They got everything from waiting rooms to whatever in that one little location.
Probably a hotel.
It is. It's bad, bro.
First dark cloud, we had for Shake Center around me.
No, okay.
Now we're going to be in Independent Heights and we're going to be prepared.
But if you're not prepared, that's where
Is that where you're going?
That's it.
Let's see, you know what, see.
It's full.
Let's see.
No, it's full.
Okay, now listen, let me tell you about the shelter. Let me tell you about the shelters. And this is very serious. During Hurricane Ike, there was a pastor who opened his doors and said, bring anybody to me, I don't care. You're suffering, bring them to me. After the hurricane was over, he had a $10,000 light bill. $10,000 light bill. The city didn't help him with it, the county didn't help him with it, because they said you were not an authorized shelter. So the people should not have been in your location. Now, because there's certain criteria and stuff you need to meet ahead of time. Just saying I'm going to operate and do what God's will is, that's great, I applaud you. But then there are liability issues that come up, the issues that deal with, I got 100 people staying here but they don't have nowhere to eat, they don't have nowhere to bathe. Then they showed up with their animals, their dogs and their cats. You know, somebody's allergic to cat hair. You know, all of these different things go into place. You have people, they don't even know how to do it, how to operate the shelter. That's when, this is the time now when we say we got 2 locations or 3 locations that we want to be shelters. So let's go through the shelter training through the American Red Cross so we can be classified as a shelter. So when something happens, everybody's covered and everything is fine. This is the time when all those things take place. Another question, yes ma'am.
So how soon can we do that, like tomorrow?
Like he said, like tonight. No, I know. Actually, you can begin training as soon as you want to. We have some information that I'm gonna pass out to you that'll give you some basics, and also has our contact information in there. If you call us and say, Captain Greene, we need to find out about shelter training. First thing I'm gonna do is call American Red Cross. Say, I need you to take that over there immediately. They might say, you know what, we can't get it to them for 3 months. However, when they get it to you, you go ahead and take it. Because it could be the very next day a hurricane can happen, but at least you covered and you know what you're supposed to be doing. But as soon as we can get it, then you get it. Because there are other people on all other sides of town that's now saying the same thing. You know what? I thought we were prepared. And that's not the case.
But Captain,
Yes, ma'am.
when I called Red Cross, and my question to them, where was the shelter in my area? He said, you have to go at least 6 to 7 miles. That's not in my area.
No, it's not.
You know, and she said nothing that close at all. So we have to do the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are the schools not considered a shelter area?
Because let's say that there's depending on what type of disaster takes place. If your children are in school and a disaster takes place, they're in the safest place. You can't go get them. You cannot take them out of school if a disaster takes place because they're in the safest place. Because they release them to you, and then you have an accident or a tree fall on them or something, and then they're liable for that. So the school is the safest place. However, outside of that, you back up and say, hey, listen, there's a hurricane that's about to come, and we want to know, can we use the school as a shelter? That's when you go into the liability issues again. You need to have HISD involved in the process of putting those things together. And is a very small number of schools that are actually shelters. However, when you take the community interest and you say, this is what we're interested in doing, now be honest, it might not happen in 2010, but in 20, if you're saying, you know what, from now on we want to have this school designated as a shelter, you may begin the process now so that in 2011, that all of the schools in your area will actually be on board. Because your schools in its present state would be an ideal place to actually have a shelter. And that's not your elementary school, that's your high school. Because they have gyms, they have showers, they have commercial kitchens, everything already there. However, they're going to change a lot of that stuff too, with the kitchens and things of that. So you just have to be mindful of all of the qualifications that a shelter is supposed to have. And then make sure you're plugging in the buildings that are able to do it. Then the personnel, who you're going to have staff these buildings and what are their qualifications.